So if you're wondering what the top kits are for solos mode as well as doubles, this video is for you. Today we're going to be going through the top 10 kits for both solos mode and doubles and, you know, in some cases, even duels. Now, some of these kits are from older battle passes. So if they are and you can't get it, you know, and you don't have it, then you can go and skip along. But I've also included a lot of other kits that are just straight up Game Pass kits, or in some cases, they'll be as part of, like I said, free rotation. So hopefully they're going to be free to you at some point. Before we begin, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to be showing you every single kit in solos, and I'm going to show you how well they perform for that mode. So starting with number 10 is going to be Grim Reaper. Now, before I jump into Grim Reaper, I do want to make a couple honorable mentions, actually 5 different honorable mentions that I was going to include as part of like a top 15 list. But you know what? Some of these are just kind of like on the outsider, okay? It's kind of the outside, like, yeah, they're kind of good, probably not the best, but these include Jade. So Jade is actually a really good kit, this particular kit right here. This is a really great kit. The problem I have with Jade, honestly, is that it's very skills specific, meaning you have to be knowing how to, like, you really need to know how to use Jade, okay? Same with Void Regent. I'm kind of bundling both of them. They're really good kits, but they're so skill oriented that unless you're really good at clutching with this thing, it's not a very good, like, generalist kind of kit that I would recommend to everyone as a top 10 kit. So these two kits are really good, both Jade and Void. The big problem I had with also with both of these kits is that they are not really available anymore. So if you're new to the game, you're not going to be able to use any of these anyway. So why include them in the top 10? You can't include these in the top 10 because they're just inaccessible. Next one I want to mention is Lucia. Lucia is a really good one right here. She's awesome because you know, just damage players. You don't even have to kill them, and you can just kind of scare them away. You can shoot arrows. You could, you know, you basically get candy, and by getting the candy, you can fill up a pinata and then break that pinata for free resources. Similarly, Miner, you do need to kill players for Miner. That's why I would say Miner is not as good as Lucia, because at least Lucia, you could just, you know, you could be bow spamming someone and getting a bunch of candy and resources for free. Whereas Miner does require you to kill someone and then you break their body down for stone. The nice thing with, you know, Miner is that you can actually buy him. So that one's, you know, completely available. Lucia, however, it was a kit, a battle pass kit, rather. So you kind of can't get her anymore. Same with Bounty Hunter. I was going to mention Bounty Hunter. The nice thing about Bounty Hunter is he does get into free rotation often. So this is a really good kit, but it's, you know, it's not the best, mainly for solos, because solos and doubles, it's actually really good in duels. Really good in duels. But in solos and doubles, the problem with him is that you're probably not gonna get your target for bounty. You have to, you know, like I said, it's not often that you can use him, but you know, for a free kit, pretty awesome. So let's go into some solos with Grim Reaper. So starting with number 10 is the Grim Reaper kit. This is an awesome kit still, and it's an old kit. It's surprisingly still good for being such an old kit, whereas like a lot of other kits like Archer, not so good anymore. With the Grim Reaper, you know, kill someone and you can absorb their soul, and then you can pretty much go invulnerable and invisible for a, you know, short period of time. Plus you get this nice burst of speed, and it just really gives you this upper hand, especially if you're trying to solo against 2 players. Typically speaking, you kill one player, you're probably going to die to the second player in doubles, right? Whereas like in doubles, if you have the Grim Reaper, you can heal yourself right after you kill someone and the enemy can't hit you. It gives you an opportunity to kind of get away from them for a little bit, and it also gives you like that little, you know, speed boost that is really needed to be able to get away. I find going up against Grim Reaper myself, anytime I'm in like doubles or solos, I find them really annoying. They're, you know, it's not that they're like impossible to beat, but they're really annoying. They're like annoying to encounter, okay? Because like they typically speaking, they like to run off and then they go and take my generator after they kill my teammate or something. It's like I said, it's really annoying. Now, it's not the most powerful solos and doubles kit in our list here, but it's definitely one of the top. So that's why it is included in the top 10. Next up with number 9 is Zephyr. This is kind of a difficult kit to use, like truly use in solos, especially doubles. With Zephyr, you do require kills in order to be able to activate the abilities. Otherwise, it's kind of like being kitless. The nice thing about Zephyr though is if you're, you know, you get a tap on someone and your teammate kills them, you still get the stack. So the stack does account to you, like attribute to you, if you at least made damage to the enemy. So like if you're in doubles and you don't get the kill, you're still going to get the stack. So it's pretty nice. Now, like I said, it does require, you know, a kill. And without that, unfortunately, the kit is kind of just pointless. So you're basically kitless without it. Zephyr is probably one of the few, kind of like Evelyn. Evelyn gets called hacker a lot, but Zephyr is probably the most, or the kit that gets called hacker the most out of all other kits in the game, because it honestly looks like a hacker. How fast fast you're tapping people and hitting them, like the stacks and the look of the knockback and the speed and what you get hit by this thing, and the, you know, seeing this person like jump around and double jump, like it is literally probably the hacker kit in the game. Like if there was a hacker kit, Zephyr would be it, because it just looks absolutely bonkers. Also, going up against a Zeph, especially one that has more than one stack, is really hard to beat. Honestly, if you have a Zeph that comes in running into your base with 5 stack, it doesn't matter if you outgear them slightly, they're probably going to kill you. It's that crazy. The downside of Zephyr, besides having to kill players though, is that your timer can run out. So the counter to a Zephyr is to avoid them until their timer runs out, because it's so short. It's, you know, what is it, like 20-30 seconds or so? It's very short now. So because of that, they have to kill someone pretty quickly, and if their timer runs out, they're basically back to being kitless. So again, Zephyr does require kills to be useful. That's why I would say it's ranked 9 instead of like a top 3 kit. Next up is number 8 with Metal Detector. Now, resource collecting kits are still, you know, they reign supreme in BedWars. Like, they're really good, as long as it's a good resource farming kit. If it's not, it's obviously going to be more like Cletus and maybe a little bit of the beehive, you know, beekeeper kind of situation here. Metal Detector, honestly, is one of those few kits that you really don't need teammates with. You also didn't really need a generator that much. Like, all you got to do is just go around and hunt for your stuff. So it's the, you know, the RNG is absolutely critical for this kit to be successful with it. In some cases, you could get, you know, an immediate emerald on your base. That means instant pearling to enemy base, break their bed, and GG for your enemy. So this is why I personally don't like 1v1s and such, because you get a kit like, you know, Metal Detector, it's GG already. It's I mean, all they got to do is have a pearl and pearl to your bed. Also, because of relics, makes it even more RNG. So it's really kind of hard to measure true kits and balance in the game right now because of the relics. They kind of made a mess of it with the relics, which a lot of people like. I still enjoy relics too, but this video is not about relics, okay? This video is about kits. So Metal Detector is a really good kit for solos as well as doubles. I would say even more in solos than doubles, because typically speaking, a Metal Detector is kind of a solo player, okay? They're not really going to be hanging around their teammate, because in order for them to be successful, they need to be roaming around the world looking for metal, right? They're trying to go and collect stuff around the map. So your teammates are pretty much going to be solo or alone, so they need to be with a kit that is pretty mobile or independent, or being able to handle like 2v1 situations. In most cases, that's not, you know, true, but unless they're metal 2, which in that case, you guys are kind of hurting each other. So it's not good to do like a double Metal Detector in that situation. But that's why I'm thinking like Metal Detector a lot better in solos, not so much in doubles or duels, but really solid solos kit. You could do it in duels, like I said, and for the most part, you're going to have like easy loot. You're going to be fully stacked faster than most players as Metal Detector. Really awesome kit. And, you know, hey, no one complained about free emeralds. Next up with number 7 is one of my favorite kits. Now, this one's a little bit of a struggle. I struggled with this placement for number 7. I really, you know, I kind of felt like maybe this could be number 4 or 5, but I really struggled with this one. And honestly, after playing all these kits last night over and over, I can be pretty confident with placing this in number 7, and that is Cobalt. Cobalt is a really good solos kit and doubles kit. It is so strong, okay? All you got to do is take some damage, and then you drop your own shields. Those shields are going to give you extra, you know, shields, but there's little batteries that drop. And after the 3rd battery that you collect, you go into like this overdrive mode that basically makes you OP. The knockback, the damage, everything's crazy. You go really fast. And anyone that, you know, has seen an overdrive Cobalt has seen the disaster that is, and they usually die to it. I actually killed, I'm kidding you not, I killed a diamond armored, diamond sword player with an iron sword, iron armor because of this mode. And because I just kept picking up constant shields. That really tipped the scale for me, honestly, not only in damage, but speed and shields. And so again, Cobalt, really under, I think, appreciated kit overall by a lot of players. Very pay to win in my opinion. And like I said, just a super fun kit to use. It's hard to beat sometimes. I mean, you can beat them, but you need to know how to counter Cobalt. Next up with number 6 is Hannah. This is the assassin kit. This kit is really good and pretty much any mode, to be honest. Like, it is so good now with the combo update and buff that they did a while back. So the way Hannah works is after players get down to a certain point in health, I think it's like 25 HP, and I believe it does scale. I think it scales on combos, so that amount goes up, and HP that for assassinating, so you can actually like really take down higher like HP players during combos. But this kit, the assassination ability of this kit makes it really tip the scales during 1v1 combat. Okay, so as long as you're spamming the F key to assassinate, chances are you're going to take out your opponent before they can take you out. The ability also for your teleportation can be kind of tricky. Like, I've seen some people, and I usually crack up laughing when I see someone use the assassinate teammate ability, or it's like an execute ability by Hannah, and they end up doing it over the void. So you got to be watchful on where the enemy is. Like if they're kind of near the edge of the void, you might go off the edge and into the void yourself. So you got to be careful with that. But Hannah is insanely good. Not only insanely good by itself, you know, against a 1v1 scenario, but imagine third partying a whole group of other players. You can pretty much just teleport into a group of players and then combo all of them, and you pretty much wipe like 2 other teams. It's insane. Plus you get all their loot. Really, really good kit for this. I kind of feel like this kit could move up in place of Evelyn's third slot, honestly. Like Hannah is that good, but I need a little bit more time for this kit. It is kind of up there. I'll just tell you, Hannah is like a rank number 3 through 6 placement. Okay, so you can kind of mix and match wherever you want to place her on this this list. It doesn't really beat, I would say, 3 at this point, because I got a couple other kits I need to go through. But Hannah is absolutely stellar. Really, really good pay to win kit. And I'm saying it very clearly, very pay to win kit. Next up is number 5 with the Elder Tree. This is a classic beast. Really, really underused again, undervalued again, and underestimated in my opinion. This kit is so good, especially in duels, okay? So two Elder Tree in duels, you can beat them, especially if you have the skill, but you let them get geared too much, you let them collect too many orbs, it's game over for you. Like, it can be really bad unless you get like a crossbow to counter them. Like, crossbow is really, really necessary against elders, because chances are they're gonna probably walk in with a bunch of diamond swords. That's typically their, like, that's the meta for Elder Tree. So if you're playing as Elder Tree, you really want to get that armory upgrade and go straight for that diamond sword, because you don't have to pay for armor. You don't have to buy diamond sword, diamond armor. You basically, what else are you gonna use those 4 emeralds for? The other thing that's cool is anytime there's backpack type items inside the, you know, like limited times items, like the spike backpack, or back then we had like the rocket backpack. We had a couple other like backpacks. We had the turtle shell one. You can actually use those as Elder Tree, which makes it even crazier. You also didn't need to worry about anything like armor upgrades or anything like that, because you don't have armor. So you pretty much just increase your damage over and over, and it's GG, like I said. So you just need to, you know, make yourself very high damage kind of upgrades. Give yourself enchantments if you need to or want to. But for the most part, those orbs are making you more and more powerful. You can pretty much have like emerald armor equivalents for free without ever spending any resources. Now, you know, the downside to Elder Tree is, and the counter to Elder Tree is going to be Yuzi. Pretty much almost all the time is Yuzi. Mobility kits against Elder Tree is really, really nice. You can pretty much outmaneuver Elder Tree most of the time. Elder Trees also get very, very big. So the downside to them is that, you know, they have bigger hit targets. Their hitboxes are huge, right? So it's so much easier to hit an Elder Tree than, say, a smaller, you know, modeled character or kit. So that's something to keep in mind when you're choosing kits in these modes. But like I said, Elder Tree, really, really good in most modes. Kind of tough depending on the map, depending on, you know, like where the orbs are spawning. So if the orbs are spawning kind of far away from you, or you're not getting enough near you, pretty much just kitless at that point. So you want to make sure you get out of your base right away and go collect some orbs and get stronger before you encounter any enemies. The other great thing about this is this is not a battle pass kit. It's pretty much available now. Next up with number 4 is Axolotl Amy, and this is a really, really another sleeper kit. Like, most people don't realize the power of Amy. Axolotl Amy is probably one of the easiest pay to win kits ever to be used in, besides maybe Cobalt, to be used inside duels or solos or even doubles. Like, literally all you got to do is get that shield Axolotl right away, and you're pretty much going to beat any encounter that comes to you. If you could also buy a stone sword, even better. And then the next upgrade is your damage Axolotl, and it's GG. So I've won a ton of solos and doubles with Amy. Like I said, it's one of the most powerful solos and doubles kits. At late game, it's not as good. Okay, so if you're really having like a long game where to the point where you guys are gearing up, maybe buying enchantments and things like that, Axolotl Amy is kind of weaker. She's more of like a early to mid tier, you know, like mid game kind of kit, and then later it's not so good. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. Late game, she's not going to be scaling, you know, with power, unlike some of these other kits that we're going to talk about. Like Zephyr's really good late game. I would say Cobalt's pretty good late game, especially when you combo enchantments with them, Kaliyah and such. So there's some other kits that are a bit better long, you know, like late game than Amy, but man, she's still stellar. Like I said, don't sleep on it. Make sure you have Amy for these modes if you don't have her already. Next up with number 3 is Evelyn. This is a really, really strong kit. What I like about Evelyn is, you know, you could really underestimate and feel relaxed encountering her, meaning you think you won the battle and then she teleports back. This happens so many times when I think I knocked someone and then I turn my back to her thinking I knocked her into the void, and she teleports back behind me and kills me. So this is where this kit is really, really, you know, honestly strong, is her mobility. She can teleport between different points, and you can't see where she's going to teleport, because wherever she damaged you is where she's going to teleport. So that's really cool, because, you know, in in a 1v1 combat scenario where, you know, they might have one more tap on you, you could be spamming that F key to teleport over to where you hit them and instantly teleport over there. You get mobility, you get shields, and a little extra damage. It's really, really nice because she also does a little spin attack. That spin attack can cause quite a bit of damage, so that can make or break any situation given, you know, combat, especially if it's a group of players. That spin attack will do an AoE effect. So like if you spin into a group of players, you're doing damage to all of them, which is really, really helpful when you're trying to combo multiple players. But you can also combo, like you could do a 1v2 scenario with her pretty easily, especially if they're dropping their spirits to teleport to. They're like spirit orb kind of things that you teleport to do combos. Really great combo kit. Awesome for solos and doubles. Duels, she's kind of okay. Like I've used her in duels before. I would say there's other kits that are better than her, but she's still pretty good in duels. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not the best kit for duels. Definitely a number 3. You could, like I said, you can kind of, if you think Hannah is better for this spot, I wouldn't complain, okay? So Hannah and Evelyn are kind of similar functionality to me. Hannah's a little bit more deadly. Evelyn's a little bit more sneaky and fast. Really depends which one you want. So depends on your playstyle. Next up with number 2 is Yuzi. This is a really, really great mobility kit. I've always stated very clearly, without any hesitation, that this is a better kit than Jade and Void Regent. And it's not because it's a game pass that's still available all the time, unlike those, you know, being only available during bundles or, you know, battle pass. You know, the fact that you can't get Jade anymore is kind of weak. So if you're a brand new account, good luck trying to get it. But I mean, because it's impossible to get for a brand new account. It's literally battle pass season 1. But the reason why I truly believe Yuzi is better than those 2 kits, you don't have to buy the ability. It's a 0 kit. You can start out immediately with the Dow. You don't have to go and save up a bunch of your iron to buy a hammer or an axe. It's available right out the gate. And the attack that you make immediately through blocks is really, really killer. I know you could do some of that with Jade as well as Void Regent, but my point being is Yuzi is an immediate mobility kit. It is the most mobile kit you can get right now in the game. It's super fast. It's powerful. It doesn't do extra damage, but it's really annoying to go up against. Everyone hates Yuzi. Everyone complains about Yuzi except for players using Yuzi. So again, this is the second most powerful and best kit in solos and doubles, in my opinion. It's pretty much part of the meta. So like if you're playing like duels or if you're playing solos or doubles, pretty much most of the time you're going to see Uzis because of the fact that it is so good. Now there are, you know, killing a Uzi is not that hard, okay? You can even kill a Uzi with a lassie. Like it's really easy to kill them. It's just they're annoying because they're so mobile, and the fact that they can get early gain on not only your bed but on resources. They can, you know, resource gap jump. They can avoid fall damage by doing their little jump near the ground, so you know they don't take any fall, you know, damage. So they can go straight up, do the little jump off the ground and never take any fall damage. So there's a lot of different like pros or advantages for having a Uzi as your kit for those modes, but there's also some disadvantages. Not many though. There's not that many disadvantages to Uzi. The only thing that I would say would be like the cost of the swords are a little higher, but not by much. And finally, with number 1 is going to be Kaliyah. This is, again, even though it's a brand new kit, I get it that it's a brand new kit, and not many people have the level 50 kit for this season yet. You're going to start seeing more and more players with this kit. Not many people even know how to use her truly yet. And Kaliyah is just this crazy cool dragon kit. It's part of, like I said, it's a level 50 kit. It is pay to win in a sense, but not really. But it is my favorite kit for solos and doubles and even duels. And the reason being is simple. You get this knockback, this punch ability. After 3 hits on an enemy player, you can use a punch ability. Now, you have to be fairly close to them to be able to use the punch, but this punch ability can make or break an encounter in a 1v1 scenario because you can knock them back and you can get away, which is really, really helpful. You could also knock them back into the void, which I typically do, especially when they're doing rushes. It's a good anti-rush kit, especially with Uzis involved. They like to stay around the edge because they can jump, around on stuff. And I usually knock them out into the void. Like 9 times out of 10, I knock people into the void with this kit because they don't expect that knockback. They can kind of, hang around my bed and I can knock them off of the pretty much the island that they're standing on. The other thing about this kit is not just that, but it starts them on fire. So when you use your punch ability, it does burn them for 2 ticks, and that does about 10 damage when, straight out the gate, it's only 10 damage. And that can help quite a bit for making a difference in like actual 1v1 encounters. That extra 10 HP is pretty significant. Also, if, late game, if you have enchantments, like maybe you have static, those 2 ticks are going to cause 2 extra, static ticks as well. So you can combine it, you can combine like static with fire a little bit with that. Like I said, really, really good kit. I think this is probably hands down one of the best kits for solos and doubles for those reasons. Plus, one thing I really, really like about this kit is when people turn around to run away and I know they're low, I usually trigger that punch because that punch typically will either give them gravity damage, fall damage. It'll either knock them off whatever they're running on, like maybe they're running on a bridge or something. I can knock them off the bridge, or that fire will get them. So again, really great kit. Love Kaliyah. I think this is hands hands down the #1 kit for solos, doubles, and duels. Anyway, I hope this video was entertaining and helpful for you, especially when you're trying to choose a good kit for solos. A lot of it's going to be based on playstyle as well, so like my favorites are probably not going to be the same as everyone's favorites, okay? It's just a really good guide if you're trying to, maybe get some tips on which, kits you could potentially use for solos and doubles. Also, most of these kits should work pretty well in duels. Duels, I'm just going to give you the quick rundown of what I like to use for them. Definitely like to use Elder Tree. Elder Tree is pretty much the cheapest and meanest way to play inside duels. Second one I would say is Yuzi. Those are the two like basically kings of duels. Kaliyah is great. There's some other kits like Evelyn's pretty good. Cobalt's pretty good. Bounty Hunter's really good. But really for duels, your go-tos are going to be Elder Tree and Yuzi. That's pretty much the meta for duels, okay? So double Elder Tree is really, really good. Unfortunately, the counter to that is going to be Yuzi's. So Yuzi can pretty much escape Elder Tree all day long. Elder Tree also have really big hitboxes, so there's some disadvantages there. But once the Elder Trees get like a diamond sword, it's really ugly for anyone. They can pretty much just, get a bunch of pearls. Pearls are really easy to get inside duels. So you got to be careful in those situations. Yuzi, however, is also really, really good. Kind of weak because they don't give you any kind of damage. They just give you mobility. So, but you do get that extra, hit with Yuzi because of the range. So something to think about, something to keep in mind while you're playing the game. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.